spring football, and that's at Arkansas. We haven't got to talk about the Razorbacks here in a little while. Some great news here, broken by Sam Pittman on Tuesday. Had no idea this was even in the work, Shane, but one of the biggest positions of need for the Razorbacks at defensive backfield. They struggled. They've got Dwight
Yeah.
McGlothern, the outstanding corner, the transfer they brought in, ironically, last year from LSU. Well, now they're going to be teaming him up with arguably the top corner in the transfer portal, Shane, Jameer Singletary from Georgia. So once again, we've seen this before. Sam Pittman reaching into, his roots there in Georgia, working for Kirby Smart. Now one of Kirby's former defensive backs joining the Arkansas program, and why this is such a big deal, Shane. Singletary was the number 5 overall corner prospect in the country just a year ago. He's got 4
hmm
years of eligibility remaining, and again, this huge need for Arkansas. They're retooled secondary with new coaches in this. They got Marcus Woodson coaching the secondary, and Travis Williams, the new defensive coordinator. So completely new system, fresh start here, and who knows if he lives up to the 5-star billing. Suddenly, Arkansas, what looked like a weakness, could be a strength for the Razorbacks.
Hard.
Wonder if you could tell me anything about Jaheim Singletary.
Well, I can now because he's signed his SEC agreement with us. He was here on his OV this Sunday, Monday, and left this morning, and we were very fortunate that he. You'll have to talk to him, Trey, but I can talk about him since he signed his SEC agreement with us. We're excited about him. I mean, big time player out of Georgia.
I mean, just think about it. Sometimes it gets lost in these transfer portals of how big of a commit this is for your program. Because if you would have landed him on National Signing Day, you know what I'm saying? There'd be 2 bags of chips sitting next to you, one of his. So I think this is monumental for Pittman and company to go out. What were some of the problems we had last year? It was the secondary, Mike. It was shootouts, games that shouldn't have been, and they addressed it, and you address it in a big way. So this was a big get for Arkansas, and I know those fans are tickled pink right now.
Yeah, and don't forget, Shane, that Lane Kiffin, he gets billed as the portal king and all that because he brings in 20 transfers a year. But
Yeah.
it's Arkansas and Sam Pittman, I would argue, Shane, that take in more transfers and turn them into elite players. Just look at Drew Sanders last year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he struggled at Alabama, but he just wasn't a big household name. Comes to Arkansas, I mean, damn, he was nearly, you could argue, the best linebacker in the SEC last year. John Ridgeway, the big nose tackle. They've landed several players from Missouri, ironically, to rejoin with Barry Odom. All those players now off to the NFL. Felipe Franks, year 1 at quarterback. The receivers last year, Hazelwood, leading the charge there. I mean, they have done this time and time again. Matt Landers, another one. They bring in these transfers, and they get the most out of them. And I have to imagine that was a selling point for an elite prospect like Singletary.
Well, and Pittman's, I mean, he can identify talent, especially when you got college film on tape. It's almost a little bit easier. It's almost cheating at that point. And what I love about some of the recruits that you talked about here, you see some of these guys casting a wide net, hoping that they get, from some of these Division II schools and maybe some Division Is that you just didn't get to see a lot of playing time, and you're just hoping that you can develop them. It's like another freshman, if you will. But Sam's a little bit more surgical with his approach and what he's able to get with just about everyone that he pulls out of the portal. This should raise some flags. The fact that you're going to Georgia, you're getting a 5-star talent to come to your campus. I can only imagine he will be a focal piece of that defense at some point.